Hello and welcome to the Introduction to Financial Statements Modeling course, and in today's lesson we'll be boosting our productivity in financial modeling. And the first item is all our calculations will be made in blocks. So we'll be avoiding the lengthy formulas and we'll be making sure that the components of our calculations are close to each other in our model. Let's go to the model, to our final model, so I can show you what I mean. First, let me show you what lengthy formula looks like. This is the model that we recently had to audit, and as you can see in this model, in this formula, it's a lengthy formula and it's referring to multiple cells in this sheet and referring to multiple cells in other sheets, actually in two sheets, the work and the input sheet. So this formula is lengthy, it's difficult to audit, and it took us a lot of days to navigate through the model and audit the model. We don't want to do that. What we want to do, we want to make the life of those who will be using our model easy. And let me show you how we will be approaching this problem in our model. The problem of having lengthy formulas and the problem that components of the calculations are all over the place. We will be dividing our calculations into blocks. So for example, we are on operating cost sheet, and here we have the variable cost per period. The variable cost per period has two components. Number one, it's the variable cost per unit, in this case 50 cents per cubic meter, and the wastewater treated per period, in other words, volume. So the variable cost is a product of the variable cost per unit multiplied by the volume. So as you can see here, the calculation, which is variable cost, is very close to its components, and all of the cells which goes into the calculation are on the same sheet. It makes it easy to go through this model and immediately understand how these calculations are being made. The same holds true, for example, here, the operating cost. The components of the operating cost are variable cost, the fixed cost, and the management cost. They are all very close to the calculation, and they are all on the same sheet. And this is how we'll be modeling in this course. Next, we will be avoiding using daisy chains. And really, daisy chains is when you link to the links. We will have to go to our model so I can show you again what daisy chains are and how to avoid them. You create the daisy chains when you link to something through the equal sign. So you enter the equal, and for example, you want to link to the forecast period flag, you link it to this cell and press enter. And now you have created the daisy chain, and you're linking to the link because this cell is a link itself, it's linking to the timesheet. The problem with creating links in this way, or creating the daisy chains, is that it slows down your model. And it also makes it difficult to navigate through your model because it's linking to another link which is linking to the original source. To avoid that, we're going to be making use of Alt-HVN shortcut key in Excel, which pastes a link. So for example, again, suppose that we need to make use of forecast period flag, which is on timesheet. We go to the timesheet, we copy it, and then we go back to the operating sheet. Suppose we want to paste the link here. We press Alt-HVN, and then we press F2 and F4 to change from absolute reference to row anchoring. Then we copy across and we paste. So now you can see that we're referring to the original data source, and we are avoiding using the daisy chains. We are avoiding creating the daisy chains. If we want to use the last period flag again, we can copy the whole row and then, for example, paste it here. So again, we just copy, we select the row where we want to paste it, and by pressing Ctrl we will paste it. And again, you can see we are referring to the original source and avoiding creating the daisy chains. We already have the forecast period flag link on this sheet, so we could have, for example, copy it, select the row where we want to paste it, and then paste it by pressing Ctrl V. And as you can see, this is referring to the original source. We can copy it from here. For example, suppose that we want to paste it on the revenue sheet, we select the row and we paste it here. And finally, we're going to be making use of placeholders, and we're going to be formatting the placeholders in the links that are coming from other sheets or important links, and the links that are going to other sheets or exported links. We'll be formatting them in a special way. Let's go to our model so I can show you the way we'll be formatting those items. So for placeholders and hard-coded numbers, we will be filling them yellow, and this yellow fill will indicate that this number is either temporary or it's hard-coded. If we go to the revenue projection sheet, we can see that we have the numbers in blue and the numbers in red. And numbers in blue are the links that we imported from another sheets, or the links that are coming from other sheets. For example, the plant capacity is coming from the input sheet. And when the numbers are red, this indicates that these numbers are being exported, or we're linking them to other sheets. In case of operating revenue, it's being exported to financial statements. So and in financial statement itself, the operating revenue is being imported, and therefore it's blue here. And here, for example, EBITDA is being exported to the equity sheet or to the tax sheet, right? And in tax sheet it's being imported, so it's a blue color. So this coloring helps us navigate through model. For example, we know that the blue numbers are coming from other sheets, the red numbers are calculations that are going to other sheets, and the black ones are calculations on this sheet. And that's it for today, and see you in the next lecture.